Is that me? No, that was Core. I didn't want to set him to invincible. There I am. Jeez. He's high on 5-0. Yeah. Alright, so we have half the player base in. So far, 14 people. There's another 13 coming in. So this will probably be a 30-person operation. So even bigger than what we had last week. And that's good.
Air is here.
Yep. We still have like half the players coming in, so. So I will say, because we're having 30 people, if you can't, like, feel free to take both of the transports if you need to.
Okay.
But, you know, it's up to you.
I mean, part of me just wants to do one transport and actually do shuttle loads.
That's fair.
Because, you know, that's a thing that this community needs to learn how to do.
I agree. But, you know, like, I never, like, I'll make a plan based off of literally what I see 5 days ago, and then, or not 5, like 5 minutes ago, and then, you know, 10 more people will show up, like, which will literally just happen.
Yeah, no, there's still 15 people up there.
The DLC.
Oh, look, Caleb's pointing out my spelling mistake.
No, he does that to everyone.
I know.
He does that to me when I make announcements and I spell Zeus wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I spelt it like that, and I was literally just too lazy to change it. Like, I just don't give a shit. If anything, I'll just focus on shooting Caleb first, because why not?
He's the, I don't know what he's doing. I'm
Ground command checking in.
Hey.
For anomaly hunters.
So, one second. Ground, I will say this to you. Everything in that red circled area, consider that the perimeter, so you can hit contact as soon as you reach that area, or even outside of the area going in, and there might be bad guys.
22 if pilot and co-pilot.
Okay.
It also can hold a total of 4 boxes.
What's the total?
Okay.
Unfortunately, these boxes are too heavy to lift or carry, which means wherever we drop them off, they're going to stay there.
Unless they find a Ural or something and drive it back like they did last week, which was pretty smart.
Yeah. I don't expect that much from our community, though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to drop off resupply with you on the first LZ.
That's what we did last week.
Well, so you got to consider this too, guys. They airlifted and came in by boats here, so they probably don't have that many vehicles. Including transport. Like, why would they bring trucks if they've been airlifted? But, you know.
Yeah.
Food for thought compared to last week where they were just pushing convoys over bridges.
If you bring in a total of 2 medical and 2 ammo resupply, it means you get to stay in as armor for a lot longer.
I mean, if you want, I can move 2 of each next to the transport chopper. Or I could take, like, half and half and put them on the other landing pad over there, if that would make it easier for you.
Yeah, do half and half.
Alright, 1 second.
Logistics.
I have used spare rockets.
I'm still waiting for ground commands and or JTAC.
Ground command checked in. Don't know where JTAC is.
Okay.
Just ground command.
Who's ground?
Oh, Keck, I've got insufficient resources. 1 second, I gotta do this the fun way.
That would be me, the blue rabbit.
Just check.
Yeah. We want JTAG, that's still open.
Here, Iopus, come help me move these boxes, alright? It's gonna be simple. We just gotta... Ah, there we go. Ah, I'm so strong. I'm gonna put these on the other side to make sure I don't arm anything. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Alright, so just in case anything breaks...
Sound like fucking Task Force Radio explains it in their web.
So just to make sure nothing cooks off.
Rearm is the crate.
Rearm's that big crate.
It's a vehicle ammo container. It's my favorite way to rearm vehicles on the fly.
Alright, let's see. That's loadable. That's loadable. Loadable. Oh, this one is not. Well, you're just gonna have to move it a little closer, I guess. But there's 3 that work right there. So, and
Okay,
then
I'm loading 2 of these.
you're loading that one, and that one you can just pick up. So it's all good. If I'll say this over net, if you guys are having trouble getting boxes loaded into helicopters, just let me know and I'll move it closer. Alright, let me go give that to Outcast. Okie dokie. Artichoke.
Liru, when you get a chance, could you send me that multi-Twitch link so I can add it to my stream?
Yep, 1 sec.
Question
Oh,
here.
it didn't save proper because I have to literally hit spacebar and hit the enter key 5 times to make it work. God, I love this game. Alright, that's sent to him.
Appreciate it, brah.
Now it works. So we'll have an on-the-ground POV. Outcast, I think, is just
I'm
playing
okay with that, but
rifleman
if they
slot
want
or
a
some
second
sort.
pilot, you can just tell them no. That is perfectly within.
So we're gonna have a high 20s up.
I did it. I piloted once. I did well. I didn't crash.
Are we really labeling our squads like this?
Do I want to know?
Fuck faces and not fuck faces.
You are not.
It just says GC/recon and alpha and air for me, and I'm gonna hope it stays that way.
I see not alpha.
Excellent.
Oh, there.
That's because.
All right, Ground, do you have any questions to the AO, or do you want me to explain what we're doing again?
Well,
I wasn't here.
I missed brief, so going over it briefly would help.
Okay, here is your objective. So last week, we repelled an assault from the top right. However, we were unable to stop our original goal of recapturing 2 fortified positions. So we only held them on the bridge, marked assault halted. Now, while we were repelling that attack, the Russian-backed insurgents were able to use boats and Mi-8s to land on the southern side of the Providence and make a foothold. That area has been marked in the spherical, gridded, shaded, grid square, whatever. Break. We believe, based off of reports from civilians calling in, that there are 2 FARPs, forward arming and rearm points, basically where helicopters land, and a place they are stashing their boats in that area. However, before we were able to get more detail, Russians started jamming communications via cutting lines and all that junk. Your job is to basically push into that area, push the Russians out of those 2 FARPs, and capture where they are storing their boats. We're going to be using them for next week's operation. Break. We believe they are going to be a little light on vehicles. However, with Mi-8s, we're assuming they have been bringing in a few things such as maybe a tank or 2, BMP or 2, some BTRs, and gun trucks and stuff. So be mindful of that. Break. We also suspect that they will be bringing in QRF as we continue our campaign within this AO. So the quicker you take out those FARPs and the boat depot, the less avenues they will have to bring in QRF, which will more than likely come from the top right of the map and circle around. We do suspect that because of the fight that we've already had with them, they have adapted their tactics. They do know we field a helicopter around, so I would expect some sort of AAA threat. We don't think they have access to launchers, but that could change. Depends on what you guys find. Otherwise, AO is live. It's ready to go. You can start getting recon in or just go in balls to the walls, however you want to play it.
Hey, firm.
Can I get a rundown?
For what?
Like what we're doing?
I
just came.
Were you not just here when I just said it all over 50?
No.
Midway.
Yeah.
We do have an igloo. Cool.
Go to AO, eliminate 2 FARPs, capture boats.
There you go. Thank you.
No problem.
Sure. Fuck that.
Alright,
Can
let
you
me go
change
start.
this?
Still a me thing, or?
Frisk reminder, you have a YUE issue, so make sure you run the right one. Sorry, I tabbed out for a second.
Backslash on your numpad. Try that.
So, let's see how the players do.
Send
in GOAT Team 6
now.
Magnifier.
Amazing how small a brief can be made when you simplify it to go here and kill this.
Yes, Melon, I know, but I always like to give the full-on brief, but, you know, I heard Snape's voice before I started the brief, so I thought he stayed, but I guess he ran off. And I was only on normal, so I should have gone to yelling, but whatever. Thanks for the 15-month resub, Melon. Can't wait to see you when you come back to TSB, because I haven't seen you in Ops recently. So I hope you're doing all right, man. Hope you keep enjoying everything, and
Ground is
yeah,
back on net.
I'll see you when I see you.
She could open up the little protective covers.
Ground, you heard my brief, right?
A firm.
Thank fuck.
I was about to say $5 says that he didn't.
So, since we're playing as Dark Angels in the next stop, I am going to be shouting Dark Angels quotes because they're one of the people that I know the most about.
Keg.
We'll try not to, because we don't want to just meme about.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Just gonna sit over here
What?
in the flowers.
I think Warhammer.
Yeah, right on, Malin. Actually, tonight we're gonna be doing a TIOW op. I put this in the calendar, but Bad Wolf, he's making potlucks bi-weekly now, so I'm gonna take the other part of that bi-weekly slot and just do some 40k stuff.
Yeah, I told you.
So we're gonna play around with the Rhinos and the Vindicator, and just like have a platoon of Space Marine just meme about. Because we've actually had a lot of people in TSB DM myself and a few others about, you know, getting a dedicated 40k thing going. So a bi-weekly thing to, you know, play around with certain aspects. As long as the players use tactics, unlike that beach landing one from a few weeks ago on a Monday, I think we should be good. The whole reason I started these ops is because of that Monday op was a mess. Jeez, Mount. What, is it school-related stuff, or... Who knows?
Attack and Bravo squad lead. And now Bravo squad.
Oh yeah, right. I'll have to run up and attach them. Works
No
a bitch. Yeah, I feel that. So, I've given these guys a disclaimer that this is going to be some really difficult shit, and it's only 2 life, so... We'll see what they do. But I've got everything kind of put down. I chose my vehicles very specifically.
Checking in on 5-0.
Hi.
CTAP is fun.
So these are kind of funny because yeah, there's no point for these guys to be in here. I grossly underestimated these. I thought you could actually see out of them, but it was lies. So I'm just going to delete them. They're literally useless. But I was thinking, oh, I can have some nice little Overwatch positions. Nope, you can't even look up to see out of them. I still have one sniper team back here watching my left flank in this open area. And then I've got a 4-man team kind of patrolling my left, but this is meant to be, all right, we have MSRs right here. So, you know, the MSRs I have, you know, actual fortifications on. But if they go through the side on the flank, you know, I've only got a 4-man patrol. And this leaves them with a lot more forests and cover to, you know, move up with. Whereas if they pick the urban one, it's going to be a bit of a grind. But, you know, I kind of make these open. We'll see what they do and how it all works. Vehicle assets, I've got a BTR stashed in this thing right here. I've got a T-34 stashed over there. A BMP-1. Hold up, I wanted to remove her missile. I guess that didn't copy over when I made the template in the top right, but I got a BMP-1 back here with a 4-man garrison.
Because I crashed during the thing, can I get do we know what kind of AA/AAA they have?
They've got AAA, unknown if they have AA, but they don't have AA.
Okay, so don't park on top of a ZSU. Got it.
CAC. So with all of that...
Well, that's good, especially considering this thing doesn't have flares.
Yeah, that's why I didn't give them iglas. And then these FARPs, I will be bringing in, after they make first contact, I'm going to spin up a single chopper to kind of test the route. And then I'll be doing, you know, 2 squads at a time.
Yeah.
I want you to go ahead and take our 2 recon boys in.
We'll see how things go.
Confirm you want us to do recon?
2D, I literally just threw
I want you
units
to take
together
our 2
for
recon
the
members
templates
in
tonight.
and drop them off. They're going to scout while we get our rest of our guys and form a battle plan.
Who's the one ground commanding? I don't recognize his voice off the top of my head. I'll let you know when the, when I see text chime up on TeamSpeak again. I know Outcast ground commanded this last time, and he said although it was really insightful and a lot of people seemed to learn stuff, it was very stressful. And it honestly was, because their air asset wasn't able to fire her toes, and like I said in the beginning of that op, this is going to be really, really difficult if your air asset doesn't work properly, and it didn't.
How many other squads do we have on 50?
So you should only have about 2 squads. Fuck, I meant to look and I didn't see a color pop up. But they're gonna deploy recon via that helicopter.
Alright, well...
Honestly, this is one of those ops where you gotta, like, kind of sit back here with your helicopter, stay low, and just, you know, try to see what you can. Because, I'm not gonna lie, that camera on there is not that great.
Alright, so... here is the plan. We are going to let recon get in.
Blue Fabbit is ground commanding.
A decent LZ that's not...
This one of the newer T2s.
And when
He's
they
been here a
do,
while,
we
though.
gotta
It's a
find
few months
2
on him.
FARPs and a boat depot along the coast, because that's where they keep boats.
So yeah, FARP 1.
We should expect armor.
FARP 2.
And definitely
my AAA
probably
site.
some AA.
And my boat
We'll
depot.
find out if the chopper gets shot down, if there is AA or not.
Also, I have my
I was
AA on
going
old
to
fire
split
because I don't want
squads,
them to
but since
engage from
squads
ridiculous
seem to be a
ranges.
clusterfuck, that's going to be hard to do.
Also, I'm not going to bring any reinforcing vehicles with my MI8s. I don't want to mess around with attachment commands. So, once they kill a Vic, you know,
Bravo
that's...
squad lead, sound off.
That's it. Oh, right, and I have a T-80 back here because I'm a dick.
Alright, Alpha squad
But,
lead, where you
like
at?
I said last week when I made these missions, I've got a quote-unquote boss unit in the AO,
Okay,
and for
so
that, that's the
K-Long
T-80, but
and
it can,
DJ.
again, be easily ATGM'd
Alright,
from the
reference
toe,
map.
which is its point.
When recon confirms it's clear,
Recon has been inserted. Pairs outbound.
In all honesty, if Recon really wanted to get a good backline, I would have deployed them deep. Like, flown around back here, and then dropped them off over here, and then had them, you know, get up to these points and see what they could have looked at. Again, I actually have been trying to design these ops with Recon in mind, but they gotta be creative to where they put Recon. If they put Recon on my backline, they could find my AAA pretty easily. They could find my FARP pretty easily. They could find the boats pretty easily. The only ARP that they probably wouldn't be able to find is this one, because it's too far inland. But, you know, you got to consider what you do with recon, and they're going to keep recon in the main AO, which, in my
Since we're looking
opinion,
for 2 FARPs,
isn't the best placement for them.
We're going to look over the open areas first.
This entire back line.
So, if you're with me so far, that's what we're looking at. We're going to clear down towards the south.
Because with this AO, they don't know that the boat could be down here, could be over here, could be over here. But this island
if neither of us
can
see anything,
perfectly tell them where, you know, at least one of those objectives are.
We're just going to merge together, and we're going to cover the rest of this sector over here.
So they're going to do this the hard way. All right.
Any questions?
If I was GC, I would have landed back here and just put them in. And if that LZ was shit right there. But I've told them, they've dug in. So this should be interesting. I'm going to throw in 2 trucks for the sake of just supply stuff. Actually, he's already said he's going to wait for recon to actually come in. This LZ is going to be a no-go because I've got a BTR I can pull out. I got a cord, which will easily shoot people. But I also hinted in the brief, hey, everything in here is hostile territory, but they have pushed up to that area. So, you know, if you're going in, you probably will take contact from the red zone. I was trying to hint, you know, I probably have this MSR kind of fortified. And then I've got to patrol back here because this is where I'm going to be spawning the boats from. But really, my squads consist of an 8-man rifle team and a 4-man AT team. I only deploy the AT teams if they start stealing armor assets.
Chinook ripoff have?
22.
So I'm just going to throw a truck down by both of these spots to kind of say that, you know, they brought the trucks in and they were loaded with these supplies.
Bravo, what's your head count?
6.
Good, both of you get in the chopper. Everyone get in the chopper.
Forgot I left it on PM, but I like the dark. I never like doing ops at, like, you know, noon, unless it's like an ambush or something. Ground, this is high. Recon only has a short range, so they might not be able to talk to you. You might want to send a chopper over and, you know, get closer.
Hey, Verm. I'll just send him a text message if I need any assistance.
That works too. C-Tab. I actually designed an op where you can text each other. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, but the real surprise at this MSR is when I whip the BTR out with that 14.5 millimeter. That will tear up a chopper.
And please confirm where you want us to insert.
Coordinating with recon at the moment.
Yeah, recon still needs a few minutes, but I hope they decide this is a bad idea. Because I've got a full squad garrison, 4 at the actual checkpoint, 4 up in the rocks, and then I got a 4-man team back here.
Everybody.
Reference blue LZ mark, just north of the AO.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's got an open sight line directly into the AO.
How about now?
Everyone's healed.
Is that better? Hey, firm.
That is 300 meters away. This guy's probably going to turn and engage. We'll see. I mean, just I've made these ops to be difficult because it's gonna fall to a lot of squad v squad, and it's also the sheer fact that the player base isn't, you know, they don't have the advantage. In fact, the enemy has the advantage because they can field the VIX.
Leads have any issues?
Yeah. So initially, I'll send, you know, some internal groups I got patrolling to move in as QRF. And then really it's going to be me playing with my QRF to kind of come in.
Just go with it.
Alright, well, we're good to go.
Also, if anything, I am going to, just in case... Because there would be nothing stopping air from trying to follow and tow my stuff on the back line, I'm going to put a Shilka right there. Set her to hold fire. Again, it's only if I need her. But, you know, that would be good air cover.
So where are we dropping ground?
So yeah, this cord might get an angle on him, but we'll see how it goes. I would hate to see everyone burn their first life on an LZ put in too close, but based on this vector and the rate they're going, at least this infantry squad's going to be further back. But I'm going to address this as a realistic enemy command force sitting at the HQ back there and coordinate squads accordingly. Yeah, when the GC uses Seeds Have Hell is freezing over. Alright, last thing I will do is set our standard difficulty. 90 for pathfinding stuff, 35 for accuracy, and keep spotting and weapon handling the same. This is the difficulty I have used for years, and it's what I always try to establish as a baseline. However, the more stuff I have on the server, the more bottlenecked the CPU is, and, you know, the more stuff the AI have to process, so the AI get dumber when you put more down. It's gonna be... Alright, we hear them. Iopus was keeping that chopper low, but we definitely know that there is a chopper coming. So I'm gonna give it a moment. That's gonna get relayed to me. These guys are gonna immediately act upon it and, you know, get it aggroed. This car, it's going to be told to immediately go ahead and see what's up. Try to get some scout data because we don't know what's going on, but we hear it somewhere over there, so we're going to send this up. Intel is going to be relayed to command saying, hey, chopper somewhere to the north. Swedish are probably coming.
Hey, firm, everyone, we got a technical scout coming into our position, so find cover.
And they're going to go for what they shot at. These guys are going to immediately rally with this guy. So DeVincer was shot to shit.
Recon is to our south.
And Recon got a hit on him. I was trying to get him to go behind it. So hardcore hit. These guys are also going to start shooting at Recon. Recon playing it very aggressively. So I'm going to pull his Vic out.
Alpha, you're going to be coming up on Recon's position. One of our guys is hit, and he needs assistance.
And we're going to start, you know, getting our QRF sorted.
Actually mark their position on the map so we don't wander around.
So these guys are going to get mounted. I am going to call that chopper to go down in a second. Recon's going to push to that immediate vector. I've got this camp going. This four-man team, I am going to have beeline it up to this position to cover. And I don't really have any internal squads I can send these guys up.
Please help them, Alpha.
And I'm going to task my center BMP to go right here and commit Overwatch. So these guys are now holding and engaging. Now the main force is coming around. I got a squad kind of moving around here. They take out the squad leader. Now these units are going to practically hold and engage. But with the squad leader gone, he also has the radio. So I've lost contact with this squad essentially. These guys are kind of overwatching from over here. I am going to maneuver these guys around, get them on this sandbag perimeter so they can start engaging targets they see down that range.
What's it, rep?
They will start
Killing
engaging
people
accordingly.
south-southwest
So I
from
got that
recon
guy's
post.
radio for him to tell me what's going
We got a
on.
cam somewhere
These three are kind of
south-southwest, target
encircling
taken
the
out.
players. BMP is pulling around. I'm going to take this BTR, replace her real quick, say she pulls out, and retask her to be over here.
Remember, we're looking for 2 FARPs. If it looks like it can fuel or resupply a chopper, that's it.
All right, chopper would start spewing up. So I got my template chopper. She is going to come around, and I'm going to deploy her to the closer FARP. And hit this with a transport unload. And then we don't know what they have because there is an AA specialist. But then I'm going to bring her back, and she's going to basically do my test flight. I'm also going to ready that boat to send, but I'm going to keep her back for now. So Devincer, he needs immediate medical attention. He was shot up by that 50, and these guys are getting hit by that post. So I'm going to push this BMP up to here. I got these 4-man teams coming around. But now you can see the big hole that this has made. Another tactic that could have been done was recon sent around. And, you know, used as a distractionary element.
Up to our position. No visuals yet.
Yeah, I hear it off to the southeast.
Yeah, so she's stuck on a rock because these pathfinding elements are a little wonky at times. So just to kind of get her out of way to keep her maneuvering. But I want to let the AI do a lot of the fighting here.
Also, Alpha's about 3 men down. No more shooting, so I think we killed most of them.
Yep, so Medic's working on him. Granite's still down there.
Feel free to mark it on the map so we know
Events are getting CPR. Other squad needs to come over and assist.
Recon shot at all the dudes inside as far as I'm aware of.
I'm going to send these guys up, set them to combat, have them stay low. Have these guys stay low as well, keep them in combat.
Southwest of our position.
This will let them grab cover. But I got this BMP in the back, providing rear security. I don't know where they are. I don't have the manpower to send people around.
We are going to be separate and moving.
And now I would debate breaking off this 4-man team and sending it to the left, but I have no idea how many guys there are. They immediately took out my SL, and you see this squad kind of flanking around, and now the engagement's starting. So I'm having this BTR right here for kind of just flank security more than anything. And I don't want to pull that squad. My QRF is still going to be distant. Alright.
Air, are you up and doing recon?
I need this BMP to pull around.
But our downward camera angle's a bit limited, so be aware of that.
Hey, firm,
I'm going to keep her on the rear and see if she'll start suppressing targets, but if I keep her in the open...
And keep us advised if we have any QRF coming in.
They landed from the
south. This is all, look up BMP south somewhere.
I'm going to send that squad up to provide QRF as well.
Say again, Air.
I agree, Malin. It would have been a really risky call by recon, but if they stayed on the outside and engaged the patrol and forced me to pull units around, again, it's one of the more advanced strategies. And that BMP is immediately hit as I couldn't get her in position in time. So that helicopter's looking good. We're going to start prepping the second helicopter to land at the other FARP. He's going to pass over that one and confirm that, yeah, that route's good.
All squads, what's your status?
And these guys are going to try to pull back to the FARP. They just hit my guys over here. This group's also being engaged. Gonna keep my BTR on flank security. I'm gonna try to push her up here. She's got some elevation. I'm gonna clear her to do that. Because they definitely know there's fire going up. Now I want to see if they tow my my MI8. That would be a very good call. Boats also going to be ready to go.
I got my air on. My AA on.
And I'm gonna have her take the long way around first.
Right now. We're gonna hit it when it lands. Stand by.
Yep, so they're gonna hit her when she lands. Good call to make. So that one's confirming touchdown. That's going to now cause me to send this one. And they're gonna take a little bit of a lazy route, and there she goes. So good hit there. They're going to call in, say that stuff was hit, so that's going to cause me to immediately tell my AA, if they have anything, open fire immediately. I saw him wiggle, but nothing bad happened. And I just lost a bunch of QRF, and my vehicles are freaking out.
Alpha Bravo Charlie. We are far west of the current
so
sector.
So BTR is kind of flanking around.
So start pulling east. If you have to disengage, disengage.
Only way to disengage into the objective is through them, so...
This is going to cause me to lag for a little bit, but I need to start considering alternate helipads if they're going to be doing stuff like this.
Yep.
There we go. So I'm going to get a helipad invisible, put her down in the back line. I'll consider where to position her later.
To get towards the coast since we have AA.
Alright, AI on garrison. Send them to pretty much engage whatever the heck was just shooting at him. So I got Devincer again. And then these two, I need to pull back, essentially. This BTR is going way around. So there goes my flank security. I have no idea. I think she's trying to hunt those guys, but it's just not working out. So these guys, I'm going to return to that position. It's going to take me a while to get another chopper online. My boat is refusing to go. God damn it. I tested this, and she moved, and now she doesn't want to move, so it's...
Air just got pinged.
Alright, I'll have to switch her to RHIBs as a backup. Something I preferably didn't want to do, but just in case pathfinding breaks. It's always good to have a backup. And then we can set these guys to careless hold fire. There we go. And because of that lost time, I'm going to have them take a more dangerous route.
Heading 150.
Does it have rocket pods?
This one's trying to land. So, once again, nope, recon is both down. They're going to have QRF come and assist. I might have to pull units off my back line. BTR kind of holding right here. I've got
units,
two
recon,
Dishkas
so
ready to go.
We're going to lose our warning for QRF.
My units are definitely scattered right now. And there goes my other MI8. Bang. Yeah, so that's pretty much cut off my ability to bring in MI8s. We might try one in, you know, later, but definitely that's not going to be viable.
Hey, from Alpha.
So I might send these guys for the sheer purpose of just doing a gun run on them.
where the...
But we're
MIA
going to think that
supposedly
because they were
landed
hit
by
so
the
far
litter
back,
boxes. Also
keeping them
heard
static
distant
might
sounds.
not be a good
Air
idea.
engaged that second MIA. It's down.
So what we might have to do is parachuters as well. But yeah, after
Attention
that,
to
we're
fire
definitely going
dislocation.
to not do any helipad drops because they've been doing a good job neutralizing my farms. Even then, removing those wrecks is going to take me a hot second. Okay, he's just going off on his own. Gun cars are also being sent around. We're going to try a bit of a shock and awe tactic here. And where's my BMP set? I still have my T-34 though. So they hit the tree and caused themselves a decrew. Awesome. Not really. And we're just gonna, you know, set our guys to
Contact squad bearing
go
110
via
on the
boats.
map. Heading north.
And then I'm gonna prep my guys for parachuting. But this is gonna give the players a lot of time to kind of move in. And they're still able to get recon up. Sounds like my BTR's dead. And here comes the AGS. I only have one of these, so I'm surprised she pushed up this far, but...
Spread out. Make sure you can see the coast. We're looking for boats. So if you see boats, mark it on that. But if you don't see boats, don't worry about it.
Now she's probably gonna deck this squad. But gonna keep her mobile. But I think one person was shooting at her.
I thought I just had ground on line.
But I'm gonna use her basically as a shock unit. And pull her back, because again, I value the heck out of that AGS.
Alpha's getting engaged by some sort of GL or some shit. AGS.
Contact from a GL from yourself.
Southwest.
Alright, I'm gonna make a call here. I'm gonna collapse my right flank, because they are not really serving a purpose here. And I'm gonna have them pull back to this line and basically rally them in a squad and utilize them, because I am not where I want to be in terms of manpower. Looks like I was actually able to get 4 dudes, or maybe this was part of a patrol I sent out. But I'm gonna bring them up here as part of my, basically my left flank, because that's all I have. They're the 4 reserves I have. I can also ungarrison that group. But I'm gonna bring this AGS back around. But air might also get eyes on her, so I don't want to respawn her. It looks like a lot of them are bandaging. So I'm gonna hop these guys out. They're being retarded, so just break them apart and send them. Oh, these guys like hop out of the garage. Again, I'm just trying to collapse this flank. Oh my god, you guys, just get the fuck out of there, please. So you're hearing more shots. I'm going to bring this AGS back around. Use her as a shock unit. I'm not gonna take a well, you know, I could have taken the truck, actually, but to have the AI do that instead of just having them run, it's kind of a pain in the ass, so now he's gonna move on that line. These guys are going to pull out. They're carrying one guy. That AGS is still firing. Nailed them right in that line. So they're gonna have to pop more smoke and pull back. That was a good call by Calum right there. Now these guys are getting caught in the open. There needs to be more smoke popped, and it needs to be done quickly. They're trying to
There's
pick up
also
who
need
they
help
can.
at AGS somewhere southwest west. Multiple man down.
Gonna push that flank.
I'll copy.
Say again your last.
AGS 30 or some shit fucking up Alpha. Got at least 4 men down. Need help. Somewhere southwest.
Alright, other groups
Alpha,
coming
what's
in.
the reference to the white smoke?
Northeast of it, if it's the one I'm thinking about.
Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Так точно.
Oh, it's because I set it to transport unload. That's why this group isn't getting out. So G. You want to do it one at a time, because if you do it in a large group, then bad shit might happen.
Air spotted it. Stand by for engaging.
Так точно. Так точно.
Actually, so I'm going to send one squad up like that. This other one, I'm going to pull in my back line. These guys, I'm going to set them as aware and ready to go. My left flank is completely exposed.
This is Bravo. We are to your southeast. We're moving up a bit west to support you.
So I did just end key that because they hit it. I don't know why that didn't cook off. It might have missed, but... Okay.
AGS, UAZ.
These guys, I'm going to push in the back line.
Air has demoed a BMP and 2 MI8s and an AGS UAZ. We're off station for rearm.
Any station on this net, we do have 1x reinsert back at base.
Perfect. We'll come pick him up.
Granted, they're coming back now for R&R. They'll pick you up. So I'm sending these in stagnated duos. So I'm just getting myself in a rhythm here. Set it to careless hold fire. And this is going to become my pseudo boat depot because my right flank is still somewhat okay. So really, I just need to kind of fold in my forces here to counter the left flank, because, yeah, my stuff is getting pretty schwack. So these guys, even though I keep telling them to pull back, they're still going for the flank. Calum's trying to hold them on his own, but he is alone, so if he gets hit, he's going to need backup. Because these guys have been bandaging dudes, but Polar's probably going to bleed out, and Renegade might also go down. So Calum just got suppressed by his own AR. He's pulling back. And now I kind of have a re-established front line of about right here. These guys I'm sending to the right because I'm going to push them to here. I still don't think I have accurate reports on how many guys I'm facing. I don't know about this group of infantry. It's really just been about this group pushing in, and then another force that might still be up there, which is what I'm reacting to with this squad.
Moving up to your position, coming from the southeast, taking fire from south.
I do have this cord right here for this open field if they try anything. I think these guys have noticed that. Yep, so Recon might try to take a shot.
2 KIA. Still engaging infantry and
So Bravo is now pulling back to assist. But I do have this squad. They're going to hold there, and then I'm going to literally send them back up to that position. But they are on their own. I am just trying to rally infantry to counter what I see. So I am going to start deleting some infantry on the back line here. In terms of dead bodies, that one will probably still stay in that gunner seat, but I know I bailed out the other one. Those guys I can end. Delete. And you're still seeing suppression, but it looks like they got all 3 of those guys. So these guys, as long as they now stick to bandaging, should be okay. Bravo's coming back to kind of alleviate pressure from Alpha, but now my focus is probably going to fall to these guys. So this guy is going to notice he's taking sniper fire, immediately go down, and they're going to report that they've got something up there. I think these guys, I heard shooting over here, so I am going to now set them to seek and destroy that position. But I'm going to save my T-34 for an emergency. So I'm going to send one of these squads to go assist that squad in striking these guys, and then the other one I am going to bring in reserve, and I'm going to call another group of boats in a few minutes.
Alpha, this is Air.
But let's see, I've only got 4 more boats I rationed out, so the next 2 I'm going to have to start ferrying like 6-man teams. So let's see. My squad is still fully effective right there. They're trying to pie out that section. I am going to also eventually get a mortar assembled and start firing at their back line.
Alpha, this is Air.
Send.
1 times reinsert for you. Where do you want them?
Should have 1 or 2 more coming if you wait.
Oh, we're already here.
Oh.
I'm going to send these guys on the left flank. I don't know if they're going to push out in this direction. I've got no intel over here. So I'm going to send 2 squads and kind of envelop that position. Because I'm assuming they're going for my FARPs, and one of my FARPs is right here. Yeah, 1 second. They know about you, so they're pulling the Vic back.
Damn AGS.
Alright. I'm gonna get him back on the turret and give him a suppressive fire order. Because that guy just shot, so he'll be able to tell him where to fire at. So if we do suppress fire, fire up there, should be okay. Alright, another 20 seconds. I'm going to start prepping my latest thing. Actually, what I can do, I think I've had enough time to actually thoroughly prep this. But I'm going to do a paradrop. And then call her back. But that'll help me secure the left flank. Because all I know is I got this sniper team. They're not reporting anything on my way back left. So everything, like, from here, I need to have infantry kind of make sure we're all clear with. So this group of infantry, I am going to push back. And honestly, I'm going to keep them in reserve with my camp. So I'm going to hold on boats. We're going to see if this helicopter can do a successful paradrop. I'm going to pull her line back a little bit. But let me order the paradrop there.
Charge at the barn.
Yeah, that's better.
Charlie, how many strong are you?
And push her back effectively.
One of my own.
Alright, you're going to link up with ground command and you're going to be my 2IC.
Oh, that's great.
So these guys are assaulting those, so I'm going to have them push that.
Bravo is supporting Alpha at their back.
Are they going to actually get in a gunfight with me? Bring it.
We don't really need a JTAC, do we?
Well, I'd like to have a 2IC because shit's been fucking...
So I can go ahead and delete all the spare bodies outside the chopper.
Ground command is coming in from your north.
That was a very good call, towing the choppers as they were landing.
Alpha is currently at a barn getting engaged from the southwest-ish.
So we know we can assume, based off of the number of reports we've been getting by now, we think there's only 1 to 2 squads probably acting on only one area. So now, I will pull this puppy out. First, I gotta give her fuel back. Right. I should just be garrisoning them, because that actually locks the vehicle down. But instead, I just cut fuel, and then I forget about it. And I look silly, like this.
Confirm. You got infantry coming in from the east-southeast.
MIA inbound from the northeast.
Let her ready her cannon. She's got a direct line. We'll see how quickly they AT this puppy. No, Malin just resubbed. Hey, look, immediately. Was fucking immediate. But now we're gonna be doing those, and if he doesn't get shot down, I'll be doing that more. But, you know, I sent half of my boats for this. Wow, one of them just shot up and killed one of my paratroopers immediately. Nice.
All squads, we got paratroopers dropping in.
Hey, Reed, we have an ETA.
Somewhere to the east, southeast.
I'll radio him in 1 second. Okay. Air, this is high. You got 2 times reinserts at base.
Roger that. On the way.
He's on his way. So Granite's running over here. Yeah, so these guys are flanking around. They're probably only reporting a shoot or two. Granite is over here. That's not a good position to go run to. I am going to... Yeah, essentially bring my stuff around to seek and destroy. I already had those movement orders down. Cool. So with all of these guys landed, where is my guy? So if you guys got shot out of that chopper, it was risky. But I've got about a little over a squad. And my chopper was hit. So yeah, we're not going to do paradrops anymore. We are going to essentially just keep it to... keep it to boats. These 2 guys just got sprayed down probably by that flanking unit. He is going to walk off and report that they are all good.
Alpha push from one barn to another barn.
You got one for Alpha and one for Bravo.
So I am now going to send them up. We'll see if one of them wakes up. Looks like he didn't want to check him for dead.
Alpha has 1 dime.
But I am going to send another wave of boats in 2 minutes. But yeah, again, recon I think would have been better suited on this back line, doing direct recon and harassment to my positions. Because that would have added a lot of confusion to my elements. So these guys are all scattered, but I won't have units to work. Looks like they just chose to respawn. Granite alone up here, getting in a gunfight by himself. Not really smart. So these guys bounding with smoke to move up here. They took out my gunner, and they took out my tank. We watched that happen. I'm going to have this guy recrew this gun. So a little beep beep here. And he's immediately shot to shit. So good work right there. And these guys I'm going to have seek and destroy up to this tree line. But I've got a lot of units over here that are now coming around the left flank. Because they have essentially pushed hard into my AO.
Alpha Bravo status.
Alright, just charge him. We know he's back there because he's been engaging from that position. And here's the chopper coming in. These guys will shoot RPGs at him if they're close enough.
Hey, firm. Air, do you see the boats?
Negative, we haven't gotten that far yet.
Air, this is high. Sorry to step on. I've got 2 more reinserts back at base. Looks like recon dudes.
Yep.
Bravo's at the bottom.
Granite is literally fighting for his life. Fucking hell. And there he gets shot 3 times, and that guy finishes him. He is not waking up from that.
Repeat last.
We're being flanked on our west from the barn.
One of these guys pull around. These guys looks like they dug a few trenches. And Granite decides to respawn. Air, this is high. Make that 3 reinserts. Alright, now it's about time for me to start setting up my boats. Yep.
The scope on the PSG 90 is not compatible with either ACE scope adjustment or the basic ARMA adjustment.
For what? What's your class?
Sniper.
Okay, well, they didn't tell me about this last week, so I guess I'll go find one, but... I mean, you guys aren't really supposed to be using that sniper, you're supposed to be recon, so...
From the barn, across the road.
Wanted to take out a dish guy at 500 meters range, and we couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, I will see what I can do to fix it.
Thank you. I was in the same slot last week. It does explain why we weren't hitting.
Send in Goat Team
Yeah.
6.
The scope just, it does not work. I'm pretty sure the scope itself runs on the whole. It's manually. You literally have to figure out the NORAD system on this and.
Took fire on the way out from our last LZ, so we're trying to find it.
Like the dots themselves, I think the scope only goes out to 500 meters. And it's by mil-rad,
Hey,
so you have
firm
to
air, just find
manually
out whatever
aim it
makes you
yourself.
comfy.
But the weapon itself is not working for it. So even when I was trying to do that, it wasn't working. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to let you know.
Appreciate it.
Well, pretty difficult, and they keep.
Yeah.
For some reason, they spot us through buildings.
Oh yeah, they were spawning us through.
Oh no, you weren't getting spotted through buildings. I had guys on your right flank collapse on you. They knew where you were.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of easy to see green bush people on a yellow background.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, so I've got a lot of forces right here rallied up. This flank they've mostly taken out, but again, this is just the majority of my infantry have gone down. These three guys are not going the route they want. They're thinking an open field is better. That's going to get them killed by this corporal right here with his machine gun.
Alpha Bravo status.
Same as before, still holding.
Still in the barn with you.
Please tell me we have not stagnated.
They're getting shot at.
It is 2 life, yes.
4 different directions, so. Kind of hard to.
Yeah, granted, you were alone for all of that. It's pretty bad. These 2 reinserts back here, they're dealing with the rear flank. That's pretty good. These guys are digging cover right here. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, okay, scope's bad. I'll fix that next mission. Can't really fix that right now. Kind of microing a giant AO to, you know, kill all your friends. But I do love the garrisons in here, man. You got, again, a machine gun. There's 2 MGs in every squad. So, total fire superiority, in my opinion. But I've got all these guys kind of rocking this area. I have no idea what those 2 guys are doing. But after we see that route's clear, when that boat gets back, I'm going to start ferrying people, you know, 2 squads of 7 each every boat trip.
Alright, as comfy as we are, we do need to push. We can't just get stuck in these barns.
Alright, let me start resorting to some
So if any squad
affirmative
leaders
measures.
Try pushing east.
They're just kind of tank now. So.
Yeah,
Well, that's as good a time as any to get the fuck out of these barns.
South and port cover towards the objective and less enemies at the moment. Did you say a tank?
Did my T-80 push up? Yeah, true, I could have loaded the thermal barrack first.
This is ground. I can confirm someone said a tank, but I have no idea of
My tank's way back here. I don't think they spotted that. I think they're referring to the wreck tank.
Right up the tank, the one I was burnt on the MSR.
I gave these guys TV, right?
Me like that.
No, I gave them OG, though.
I'll say armor wreck.
in for a hot reinsert.
Yeah, now I'm dunking a few things of, not IDF, but, actually it would technically be IDF. I hope they don't land right where I just fired an RPG.
Hey, pop smokes and get the fuck out.
Which direction?
This is gonna be awkward as fuck.
This is ground command. I'm currently stuck in the stables. I'm not gonna be able to get out, so it's a pleasure knowing you guys.
That just took an RPG, so that's why we have the spare.
But this is the best I can do.
This is Alpha, I reckon we just lost air. Yep, we did. They're dead.
I want to go on record and say I'm not mad at you.
So I will say, like, an RPG just fired from that vector, like, right next to where you landed, so I just had him fire it again.
No, that's fine. Fabit is just collapsing under pressure and doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Like, I'm gonna guess the boat is somewhere in the northeast section at least. He's trying to just punch through, like, the lines, and it's not working for him.
Yeah. So honestly, you guys chose the MSR route, which I had heavily fortified. Literally everything on the left side of the AO there's no fortifications at all. Like, there was one sniper spotter team and a 4-man team, and that was it. So
like, we could have probably inserted right at the end of the 300 block.
Another thing is, if you took recon on that island across the little channel and, like, dropped him on the southernmost part of that little island, not little, but, you know, the island that has the peninsula going up and down, recon could have found my FARP or one of my FARPs and the boat depot pretty easily.
Oh, I saw both your FARPs from the air.
Yeah, I know. You do have a spare chopper with the tows. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. The only thing left is a T-80 to the south, but hopefully you'll...
I'm not going to...
Brothers without we're also going to smoke and try to get the tree line.
If it's going to kill a lot of infantry, we'll schwack it.
Yeah.
But if it's like a BTR, they should be able to handle it.
Yeah, they've been dealing with it. This has gone pretty well, in my opinion. Despite you guys going down the harder way, so...
Yeah. No, I love it. He tried to...
1 second, I gotta shoot an RPG.
It's like, dude, that's... No.
It's a tandem.
Alright, new plan. Since we got stalled, everyone scatter if you can find a nice opening, and we will regroup somewhere else. Being fucked in this field is not a good look.
I just did a very aggressive push to my command area.
We will regroup there.
So that was Recon's second life, so
Yeah, Recon's dead.
yeah.
No one's leaving to try to medical them either, so...
Yeah.
A bit messy.
Yeah, he's dead.
I'll eat that one. That was mine.
What happened?
We ate an RPG from our right side because we don't have a JTAC who's telling us what's a safe LZ and what's not, so I'm hard guessing, and that was a wrong guess.
Lovely. Alright.
So I'll eat that one. That was on me.
Ясно, приступай. Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
You want to just throw down his life bar?
Ясно, приступай.
Was that to me?
Yeah, throw down Bluetooth's life bar and just force him to
Ясно,
respawn.
приступай.
He's not getting up from that.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, no, they completely ditched you guys. I'll just kill them all off.
Thank you. It's weird too because the RPG shot happened almost in slow motion for me. Like, I saw the rocket sitting next to the chopper and I was like, oh, shit.
If you see enemy placed weapons, feel free to use them.
Okay, let's go.
Так точно.
Rockets from the bushes. Thanks for the up, Liru.
No problem.
Make it real hard for us. Couldn't even insert properly.
Yeah, because open second insert, first insert, the hit kilo.
So we shot down their chopper. Now I would be reconsidering paratroopers.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming that's what's been, you know, hitting my air assets. So I am actually going to have a chopper on standby. Ready to send. Because we know the Swedish are undermanned. But it's going to take me a few minutes to get those guys properly ported.
I'm going to move south to the yellow building, since no one else is.
So my other boats made it back. So it's just another 8 men. And we're just basically ferrying.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Ясно, приступаем. Так точно. Так точно. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Так точно. Ясно, приступаем.
People left out of smoke. Getting everyone else moved for at least one scene.
Alright, so let's work on dead bodies now. Don't need any of these, that. Don't need that. That's all destroyed.
Ясно, приступаем.
And these guys are refusing to move, so I'm just going to have them static charge. Because they're refusing. They're probably going to encircle on the left or right, so it's whatever. I can reform them later. I'm going to have these guys, since they're taking MG fire, try to collapse back to the FOB, excuse me, the FARP over here. Boat depot, it's really, I just don't have the manpower right now spread out. I'm going to keep the recon team right there, because worst comes to worst, I can have them displace and, you know, go into the AO and find me another AO to land stuff at. Yeah, I mean, that's something I wanted to say to Iopus, but yeah, they were right here. There was no thought of putting smoke right here, grabbing these guys and pulling them into this building as another squad pushed, you know? Like, it's kinda, that was a pretty bad call, because that cost them their sniper. You know, any recon element to do pathfinding, and granite. So yeah, now that these guys are separated, you're seeing them take some silly routes.
Bravo to ground.
This is ground send.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
What are the orders? You are almost back up almost.
We're supposed to be sweeping and clearing. There's 2 FOBs marked. We have no idea of the boats yet.
Copy.
So that was a near miss.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
But now I'm going to have to change my boat vectors here.
Ясно, приступаем. Ясно, приступаем. Ясно, приступаем.
But good call on air for, you know, figuring that out.
Hey, friendly RPG is gonna get fired.
Так точно. Так точно.
Be advised.
Ясно,
We got friendly
приступаем.
RPG
Так
being
точно.
fired.
I am going to have him go active. Yeah, it looks like he's pulling back, so... You know, if he comes close to where I'm loading them, I want to be ready.
Bravo to Alpha.
So they're going to report that missile strike. So we know they probably have that tow system again.
Not very cash money, but we're holding. We're gonna pull east.
We're gonna go for it.
Ясно. Приступай.
You can see all the sectors they've made.
Ясно.
And then immediately have her displace around. And if it loses, yeah, that's like my 4th and final chopper for this op. So if it goes down, I'm screwed. Now I wonder where Iopus is repositioning.
Alright, new orders.
Alright, so this squad's all good. I'm going to deploy her over here. I'm just going to literally set up for a defense.
See the line? We're going to push straight to FARP 2, and then we're going to skirt along the other line and hit FARP 1.
Yeah, my units are a bit scattered. They haven't called for a resupply yet either, so they have to be running low on supplies right now. So that guy is down to 4 mags, but he's a medic. What about Calum? Calum's up to 18, probably has been looting bodies, since his group definitely took a bit of fire. This guy down to 5.
Can't go defensive. We got to take it to them.
Trying to see one of their MGs. Here. He's still down to 4 boxes. They got a lot of ammo remaining. Probably been redistributing it. That guy down to 3. So despite all of that combat, they still have a good amount of ammo remaining. Now I got this other boat coming. And I'm going to put her on the back line. Have these guys go to combat and get ready to defend. Actually, I'll probably push them up that forest, and then those units I'll have for right there. So now these guys are going around. I guess they're going to start lasing my FARP. If it starts taking missile fire, I will have these guys route, and we're just going to have to kind of central around the AA. Yeah, and they're still too far out for my AAA to really help them. So you see this Vic, but, you know, it's an interesting hint. But yeah, they should also see there's, like, nothing fortified over there.
Так точно.
So I'm going to have this guy kind of displace over to that FARP. Here comes that paratrooper line. Pretend this boat.
Air, are you in the air?
Incoming paratroopers, be advised of your position.
Hey, firm.
Just unstick that boat. Paratroopers are going to land in the water. That was not where I routed them. Yeah, it wasn't even close to where I wanted to route them. But again, I'm going to have them rally right there if they can. I'm going to tell these guys to hold because combat's died down. Instead, I'm going to want these guys to pretty much defend.
They're trying to close as it seems. Them dropping troops east, meaning there was no one really north.
And then I'm having that chopper pull back around.
Bunch of dudes marker.
Yeah, a bunch of dudes. They collapsed over here and fought Recon and Granite, got shot up. Alright, now to be an asshole. Reloading OG. Let's see the damage.
It's in Vic.
So that round actually went far. They're tying up Frost. Alright, so that round went a little farther than I wanted it to. Alright. Shit happens. These guys are going to start swimming to the shoreline, essentially. Some of them have collapsed around. That paratrooper route did actually work. These guys are on the back line. AA has not detected them, so they could technically use it. So Air has full reign right here if they want to hit something. I do have this 4-man group in reserve. I'm actually going to send them up to the AA for staging, and I got that group to work with if need be.
This is a ground command. I've recovered our AA since our
Hey, Malin,
AA
if you're still on, would this be able to detect that chopper? Because I might send him to go make him wave off. Oh, yeah, they just took out my AA. Malin, let me know. Probably, right? Because he just did a line as they were right there. I don't know. Let me just see if he has radar. I don't see any radar pop-ups, so.
Did you just
If they reported that that missile
HTML?
came from the
Or-
south,
Yeah, it
they have
says
eyes,
no
that's
new
true.
mod.
Yeah, I'm gonna have them push back around.
Boat depot on the inlet. It's been marked.
Yep, so they got the boat depot. They hit that position. These guys are gonna hunker down in the bunker. These guys I sense up, I'm gonna put them up this way. Boats are almost back. I'm gonna have more people waiting.
We're gonna have to push through them to get there. So, organize down by fire. Who wants to go first? Alpha Bravo.
Yeah, so we'll just have that chopper on the paradrop come back around. She does have guns for short range engagement.
Bravo, you set?
And we still got some of these guys stuck, but they're rallying back. These guys, I'm actually gonna break apart, group up on that guy, and send them over here, so they don't follow that SL too stingently.
I'm trying to get Bravo coordinated to set now. Bravo, you set?
Bombs in two, bombs in two.
Alright, Alpha, you're good to go. Bravo, cover.
Так точно.
Want her to literally do a flyby.
Alpha, tell me when you're set.
Выполняю.
Chopper on chopper violence! Except one has toes and one has miniguns. Get him, minigun! My gunner's on the left. I'll switch. I've actually never done this before in Arma, and this is actually kind of cool. Alright, I gotta go back into Zeus, have her go to Carol's Hold Fire, pull her back.
Towing as well.
Okay, and they.
These are.
Back.
Yeah, it's a shame. If they were minis, I would have torn that chopper apart. So wide berth, bring her back.
Around the southwest of the AO, pretty high up.
But I'm gonna have to have her for rear security now instead of dropping units off. So there's a way to turn off this dynamic communication, but I like it.
No eyes currently. If you could bring them straight across the middle of the AO, that'd be great.
Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Выдвигаюсь на позицию. Так точно. Так точно. Ясно, приступай. Выдвигаюсь на позицию.
MI8 appears to have bugged off.
Yeah, because I'm not going to push them on their own territory. You know what? Like I just said, I'm not going to be able to bring her back, so I'm going to keep her and basically just have her patrol my back line. And if they come within close range, I'll strike them back. Because I just said that as I was sending them to RTV, but I probably need them to stay there in case that chopper decides to come back.
Nice. Alpha does not.
Coming back to your position now, Alpha.
Alright, ground command will hook up with Alpha and we'll move along with you.
So he's going to probably get back in position. I'm going to keep her sweeping. Yeah, imagine a UH. Freaking Huey doing that. That would be awesome. So one man just went KIA back here. I think that was Dirty Snape, so he's DC'ing.
Baron, bombs in two, bombs in two.
From the east and southeast-ish.
So my LZ for my choppers is pretty much under attack. These guys went out the front entrance. And Command's pulling back with them. So one squad down a medic now. That's pretty dangerous. I think Ground Command will just bundle up with them.
Baron, bombs in 2, bombs in 2.
Michael 1.
Alright, time to play GTA again. Here, I can't spend all my time following him around, so I'm just gonna have to rely on the AI for driving next to him.
That.
I think they're still trying to help Terrence upstairs with his.
Are you ready to move on?
I'm gonna turn my AA defense on again, so I don't forget about it.
Getting engaged from your southwest.
He's trying to turn around to line up a toe shot. No way. No way. Are you fucking kidding me? Evade! Evade! Fuck's sake.
This is ground center.
God damn.
Calling for error.
I didn't even. I should have selected him and had him bank left or something, but fuck. Pilot couldn't see it in time. I even had some issues seeing that round. Who is that up there? That is Iopus and Derecki. Derecki being the gunner, Iopus being the pilot. So that was all Derecki's skills to line that shot up. And then Iopus stabilizing his chopper to be able to pull off such a maneuver. But fuck me. That's all my choppers. So they have total security right now to pull things around.
Dying.
Alright. I gotta make a call here, and that call is essentially gonna be to start pathfinding, pushing some guys to a different area to kind of debate where we can attack next time. Because this opens up, I got a third op right here where they will just be RDing stuff. So I'm just gonna send them up here to pretty much displace.
Correction, from your north.
And I'm gonna now send my T-80 up to pretty much buy me some time. As I order this displacement.
Alpha, can you confirm that on left contact?
This is Alpha. We got a tank somewhere north-south. Ground, we're like to your southwest. Pushing into contact.
Boat AI is trying to use its brain to get out, but here comes my tank. So really, anyone with an LR is going to be super useful for this, because we can find, you know, different areas to hit. And come in on, because again, while they're doing this AO, which I'll make for them, which is going to be basically hitting some arty positions I've set up, and I'll just say they were under tarps. I'll then do another attack from right here, a bit closer to home, and then that bridge, and then final AO will be to go back and hit that position. So boats were able to pull back. I'm curious to see if they come up here, because this is where I have my asshole Punisher with the radar.
T-72 or T-80. Main road.
Ясно, приступай.
RPG hit. I'm gonna pull her back, but yep, that just killed somebody. That was the commander. So now I don't have comms with that tank. So yeah, tank is essentially screwed. Tried another RPG hit in her ass, but that missed, thankfully for me.
Ясно, приступай.
I'm gonna have these forces kind of flank around. Have these guys kind of hop out.
Так точно.
So I am going to ungarrison all these guys, essentially have them push up the flank. So Iopus, I think, was checking that route. Possibly got radar locked by my vehicle.
We are taking a small contact from the east-northeast to the woods.
Так точно.
Oh yeah, I see one.
Так точно.
So how fucked is she? My gun's down and my turret's down, so...
Confirm we have a T-80, I believe, but we shot 2 rockets at it and ran away.
Yeah. These guys I'm gonna pull away too, because they have, just trying to scatter. Actually, no, I'll have them join the fight. I've got enough units trying to retreat. Got these forces flanking around. They're fighting sporadic units right here. Ground, this is high. Do you copy?
Ground is down. Can I take a message?
Affirm. Just letting you know, there is, according to a civilian report, a FARP over at somewhere... Hold on. Alright, the civilian didn't know how to read grid refs, but somewhere on the southeastern corner, I would assume somewhere around grid ref 059182. Apparently, hostile forces are abandoning that position and coming up to hit you at this time from the south. Over.
Oh, was my FARP 2 marker actually wrong?
No, that's the AA position.
Oh.
Dude, you fuckers shot down my fucking transport. I was trying to use the GTA you, and I couldn't select him in time to make him evade. Like, fuck. Good shot.
That was a good kill, though.
Was a good kill.
Who's this guy?
He's the late join.
Okay, sure. I don't know how we're going to
Bravo, this is...
We're so deep in enemy territory.
Yeah, I don't want to commit any more manpower to this.
Copy.
Let's go back, get these bodies deleted. Anything else I need to really delete? I'll keep that wreck there. But yeah, I'm just committing those guys to push up that flank for future endeavors. But I'll pull an Avatar The Last Airbender quote out of my ass. This defeat will be the gateway to many victories. Because this will let me secure a closer LZ. And then while they're operating in here, I'll have more time to say I was able to bring up armor assets and, you know, possibly focus on taking this flank. So I get to sneak my units around. Ground is probably going to die because he is out in the middle of an open field by himself. Yep, there he goes.
Bravo, could you please push southeast?
This is a ground command back on net.
Did you guys ever kill that tank?
Negative.
Cool. Could I get an accurate mark for it, or at least
Negative. It went away somewhere southeast.
Whiff an RPG up there, see what happens. Ooh, that was accurate. EJ just isn't responding on the radio.
Current remaining command elements on the ground. Go ahead and link up with Alpha.
Have these guys push along there.
Copy.
These forces push along right here. Try to have these two as a flanking element. But we're kind of even right now in terms of guys that are fucked up. They haven't called resupply yet. Let's take a look. That guy still has 11 mags. I think this is the squad. Yeah, this is Calum. So they've got still a good amount of ammunition, basically resupplying from dead dudes.
Currently cast, correct?
Ground command is up. They're working. He's working on these two guys.
What do you need from air?
All squads, mark your current position. Air, we've had reports of a push coming in from the south. From one of the FARs. If you could screen southeast of our squads currently, any moving targets are considered hostile.
Boats will still need to be clear. They still got 30 minutes for this time slot, so this firefight should be alleviated by then. I heard that weapon jam from up here. I do have one guy with AT. Oh, he's crippled. That's why he's acting so slow.
Be advised, we are a tow helicopter made to operate at ranges. We do not screen.
Alright.
They've been at those positions for a while, so I'm just going to start pushing them with IDF. Which could mean mortars, could mean random RPG rounds, could be, you know, range shots, and I just died. But I got some debris out of that house.
Currently, but we're not going to be able to engage infantry. We don't have bunker busters.
No problem. Infantry can handle infantry.
He said toggle on con.
Not really.
There's a grenade round up there. They're popping smoke and trying to displace over to this other group's position.
Bravo moving to Alpha.
I'm gonna have these guys take this boat and just fuck off. There goes my tank. Whoop. Yeah, so it was stuck in there, that's why.
Bravo, what's your status?
Bogan doing a desync maneuver to stay out of harm's way. Looks like he dropped some plasma and some defib kits. So medic's down right there. They're gonna have to resort to CPR. These guys tried to smoke their advance, but got caught out in the open. Looks like this machine gunner tore him to shreds. They've almost won. There's just, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shooters left, and then I got some defending back here. Well, it's been a tough fight. But I would say the biggest flaw was Fabit, kind of, who was the ground command. He kind of cracked under pressure, and the squads had to be microed, left to their own devices, and that happens. So I'm going to delete bodies up here. This was done with no resupply called in, so I think they just hooked up on additional ammo, and yeah, these guys are now going to abandon this position. And attempt to displace. They still had yeah, so they still had dude with the radio. There he is. Yeah, so I'll make sure if they're set to defend only, they still engage. Okay, we're just gonna fix them. Committing the last of our forces here. Now imagine if I added a mortar to this on the enemy faction. That would have been hell.
Hey, how are you doing on ammo?
Yeah, so they've just been resupplying. They've been having so many casualties. Look at this machine gunner. Oh, I thought that said 20 for a second. I was like, how do you even have 20 belts?
Because the AO is a little too hot, and we're on our last life, so...
No problem, better safe than sorry.
So yeah, guys caught out in the open are getting shot up. They're picking up who they can. Buxy and Outcast are both still okay, but they're down to this now. It's like Frost is still okay, yeah. Railbert was left behind. Because, yeah, just grab who you can, essentially. Missile coming in. I hope that wasn't on the boats, because we need... I said capture those. So I guess he was just striking the fuel depot to be cheeky. Yeah, they're out of rockets now, so now they can't destroy the boats.
Alpha, Bravo, how you guys doing?
Those two guys that tried to pull around got in the line and were shot. And now I'm down to 5 AI on the left flank, and it looks like they're pushing out to grab some of their wounded. Looks like Iota also came back. He's trying to grab someone, making sure that he won't get shot up. And this, out of the 2 missions we've done, will be the first mission complete in a successful sense. That's good that they were able to repel this, because the negative effect would mean that they push a little more left like this, and they were able to push up, so the next AO would have been, you know, fighting back this position. But now we can do the RD mission, but let's look at how many KIAs we've got going. So it's only Falcons so far. Alright, I thought there'd be a few more, so that's good. Air, this is high. Just we got 2 reinserts at base if you want them, but I think ground's already told you.
Yeah, coming back now. We'll attempt a reinsert.
So this is the first Hunt IR I've seen popped. Excuse me. This could have helped him out a lot, especially when Alpha was trying to find that AGS. This getting popped would have definitely helped them narrow that position down. Ah, just before I could whip it out. You guys are making fun of the quote-unquote success portion, but for how I've designed this, yeah, this is meant to be heavy casualties if one link in the chain falters. But I think it was really the lack of JTAC to coordinate with air that kind of fucked it.
Why is Graham Command up front?
still was possible. But as I said in the beginning, this is really difficult if you don't coordinate with your air asset. And if you don't have the role to coordinate with the air asset, it's going to make it tough.
Copy. Still working on some more guys.
Panzer Scott. Oh.
Copy, you got one guy down. I was gonna push now.
This is a German 84.
Okay.
Look at it. Interesting. Oh, speaking of the devil, Iopus.
No, we're not gonna squad wipe with the last NPC. This guy, I'm actually, well, he's at defend only, so he's been engaged, so he'll still shoot, but... Still got somebody, you can see him engaging, and he goes down.
Hey, hop out, Falcon. Hop out.
And that's it.
Can you replace the chopper? The camera, he's having trouble with the camera. It's like shaking all over the place.
It's not gonna fix it, but I'll respawn it.
Placebo effect. Alright, let's give that a shot.
It'll be in view distance limiter. You'll have to scroll down until you see ace view distance limiter. And then you can set your view distance.
Now the AO goes quiet. So what do you guys think of that operation?
On the way.
Holy, I'd be down to hear your 2 cents, especially from a ground perspective. Again, I've not hiding anything. I put a disclaimer out on Discord. These are tough. But some people in mission dev have stated multiple times that they want to see people get their skills up, and I spent a while kind of devising this to make it that way. Yeah, that's fair. Fabit had an idea, but it really just cracked under pressure.
We're gonna have to start drenching up our
To review that, deploying too close to the AO, when I told him there would be guys as soon as they hit the perimeter as a possibility, and not recognizing that, you know, an MSR is probably going to be the most fortified. So he originally wanted you to land right next there, and I'm glad he pulled it back, because I had a freaking cord gun waiting to shoot Iopus down.
There's no boats.
Oh, there's boats. They just took the big one.
Drop to ground.
Sent for ground.
Any possibility for a resupply? Running pretty low on ammo and meds.
We can see about a resupply, but you'll need to secure an LZ. Like proper secure.
So I'm gonna let him walk in.
Copy.
Check things out. Yeah, if I'm glad Iopus was flying, because if it was any other pilot, unless, you know, one we knew, such as Ruling or whatnot, that would have got some aggro taken by that cord and more casualties would have been sustained. But because that AO was so close,
what now?
I, you know, brought some QRF around, and that's what decked Recon in the beginning. Negative, this is high. I stated in brief you were supposed to keep those alive because we're going to use them next mission.
Firm, kill the boats.
Stay firm, keep the boats. Alright, secure the boats. Go ahead and push south and secure that FARP. That's the best we're going to be able to do because we are running out of time.
This is high. I already stated the FARP was abandoned to push units up. Are the boats clear?
Are the boats clear?
Maybe. Quite possibly, yes.
Well, make it a solid yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It is solidly clear.
Ground to high. Boats are solidly clear.
This is high. Wait one.
Clear enough for a resupply chopper?
Oh man.
Or no more time?
Nothing like going. Oh fuck. Well, Liru, if he would lie to you, that means it wasn't, so we'll just shrug it. No. I wonder. I need to test this.
Fuck's sake! Alpha Bravo, you can either go walk to the other FARPs and tell me if they're clear, or we can index now. Up to you. They want to play Walking Simulator.
Yes.
Hey, Opus.
Yes, the index.
Deadly task weapon in all of history. It's a fucking Glock with a suppressor. Drive-by, bitch.
Ground to high, I guess the executive decision is yes, index.
Man,
Hey, firm indexing as Calum walks away.
That was a fun one.
I'm taking my squad with me.
I'm gonna go shoot a tree to please myself.
There are easier ways to do that.
No, there isn't.
Nothing shot at us. It's clear.
Thank you.
Lie. I wanted to go. I wanted to sit there cowering in fear of another heat shell landing at my face because Bad Wolf decides to suggest things.
No, 100%. There wasn't any thermal contacts in there. I looked at it earlier.
Well, yeah, they're fucking Nazis. Of course.
Let me put it this way: they're not able to use the FARP anymore. There's a dead MI8 that blew up in their faces.
At both.
Bad Wolf was sitting inside my stream and just like, you know what, I'm gonna go tell Liru to fire a heat shell into the building you're in. And I'm like, no, please don't.
Oh, I didn't even react to that. I just started firing, like having the RPGs fire, and then, yeah, let's go over the AO. So, I did say in the brief that, you know, anything in that territory, you know, technically as enemies, but they could be like right at the edge, and that was kind of a hint that I had the MSR defended. And you guys almost landed right next to it. Okay, basically, I had shit right at the MSR, right at the edge of the territory. I hinted that I had it, but yeah, that first LZ would have been really, really bad, so I'm glad you pulled it back a bit. Really good job to the squad leaders, ground. You had a plan, and then you kind of faltered under pressure, so, you know, the best way to kind of fix that is experience, so, yeah. JTAC would have been really helpful today, and that wouldn't have cost you your chopper, because, they landed right where an RPG landed like 3 seconds ago, so we just fired again. But yeah, I'll let ground speak and then squad lead speak, and yeah, air asset.
So I'm not happy. We knew it was going to be hard. We knew we were going to need bounding by fire. I made the call to separate the squads, thinking we could separate the squads.
Damage is the not. No, he's been gone for like a year. He still comes on once in a while to play, but he's too busy IRL. Him and his brother Bacon.
And towards the last 30 minutes, that I finally got some bounding by fire after I explicitly asked everyone to start bounding by fire. Other than that, I never heard any coordination between squads about bounding by fire. And 90% of the time, you guys hold up in buildings, even though you needed to push through an AO. Part of that's on me. I underestimated the amount of forces that we would have to push through. But as well, we could have bounded by fire forward. It's not just a movement to get the fuck out of dodge. It's also method to assault. Other than that, air, you did wonderful. That's all I got. Ground should not be the lead element. I'll say that. and we ended up having to lead as the lead element because you guys hunkered down too much.
If I may step in, from an aerial point of view, you were trying to separate squads across hundreds of meters of terrain and cross in a somewhat open AO. Secondly, bounding by fire works if the enemy is directly in front of you.
Yeah.
And only works if the enemy is only directly in front of you.
Mm-hmm. And you can't
If
push
the
across an
enemy
open
is-
field if you're surrounded on all sides.
Yeah.
If the enemy is at any point on
I
your
got them
flank,
encircled a
bounding
lot
by fire
that
is
operation.
useless and gets people killed.
Yeah, my
Yeah, I know.
sectors
Damages was a great
weren't meant
Zeus
to
and a
be
great
like
guy. Well, he still
everyone
is.
spread out across the sector. It was meant to look over the sector because we
You
did have
had
a lot of
1.5 squads.
Yeah,
You never
we
should have separated them any more than 50 meters.
we did have a lot of open terrain. My intention, I fucked up in enunciating my intention. But my intention was to get eyes across the field, not push across the field. Other than that, I'll give it to the squad leads.
Alpha.
AGS 30's hurt. I got shot at lunch.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people heard Calum was down, how many times. I just
I
kept
called.
getting shot.
I called it at least 4.
Yeah. Could have gone through the woods instead of the open terrain, or stuck to the... Actually, Air, did you have a camera? Opus?
Yes.
Air has a camera on that helo, however, it doesn't point down very well. It points
Yeah,
down
because it's
about
on top of the helicopter.
5 or 10 degrees. Yeah, it's mounted on top.
It was a microwave on the roof.
It was. It was a damn good microwave.
Perfect microwave.
Air was a better anti-air asset than your Igla team.
Yes.
Or your Stinger.
I don't think he was ever in a position to actually hit it.
Shots fired.
We knocked, what, 3 MI8s?
Yeah, we killed 3 MIAs.
Where was the help on that tank?
We killed it after it.
After it ran away, it wasn't shooting at us anymore.
Yeah, you guys disabled it, so I just had it decrew and leave the engine on, and then Air took it out.
Yeah, thing about that tank. You guys called out a tank, and I called out on 50, could someone mark the tank, or where is the tank? And I got no response.
Very hard to mark a tank while getting shot at from
That's fair.
everywhere.
But don't say that Air's not helping when you're not responding. Air's not going to engage a tank that we can't see or don't even know where to start looking.
After a while, I finally found it.
But yeah, Alpha lost their medic by the end. But we still had a lot of medics. Like 4 medics, I think. So that was good enough. And yeah, surprisingly, we only lost 2 people. I was expecting more. Bravo.
Alright. First time squad league. First of all, thanks to everybody from Bravo. Good 360. Kept cohesive. Got all the down people out of the fields. Good defensive. Really hard up. Sorry for the lack of communication. Not really used to that. Kind of followed Alpha mostly. Tried to give cover. All in all, we did pretty good for the kind of op. So thanks. That's it.
Air
I'm also real quick. I'm also gonna say good job, Jensen. I don't think I've ever actually seen you squad lead before, but you did a pretty good job.
Yeah, first time. Thank you.
I'd make you a trench again in the future.
Air had no JTAC, so we sort of made decisions on the fly of what to engage and what not to engage. I figured you guys would be able to handle UAZs and up to like BTRs, so we didn't even bother to engage those. We only had 4 tow missiles. We engaged BMPs, we engaged the 2 MI8s as they landed at each FARP. We engaged the AGS UAZ that you called you were having trouble with, as we finally saw it. We dueled another MI8 out over the bay, and Sturkey lined up a really nice shot and dropped it as it was charging us head on. And we dropped, I think, at least 3 or 4 tow missiles into the stellinium-infused boats. I was not aware we were supposed to keep those. That was my bad. There was not a lot of communication on 50 that I can hear or remember. If there was more than that, you know, my bad. But Fabit, in regards to your plan, there were... Punching a hole in the enemy lines works if there are other units to support the hole. What you did was punch a hole with 1.5 squads and a very limited air asset, and the AI just closed in around you. And you were being engaged on all sides. You would have been better off going up along one of the coasts, and that way one of your flanks was almost always secure. The western coast probably would have been better, because that's just forests, and they don't have time to entrench on anything that could bring in armor. And so coming in from the west would have been a lot better for you. Recon only works if they're not engaging things. And I'm pretty sure Recon walked in almost on top of an enemy camp without even realizing it.
Yeah, we pretty much did.
Yeah, that's just poor situational awareness.
So, just to cut in real quick, I've actually designed all of these ops with the recon pair in mind. My preferred way where recon should have been deployed was on the island, that lawn island with the northern and southern peninsula. You could have deployed on the northern tip or the southern tip, and if you guys just walked around that back line, you would have been able to spot one of my FARPs and the boat depot really quick, and then from there, ground forces could have been maneuvered to those positions specifically, because what you guys ended up doing was just kind of go down my MSR and fight every fortified position, which is why it was a bit of a slog.
Yeah.
In regards to your plan, Fabit, as I said before, you should have your squads within close proximity of each other, especially when there's so few of them, and they're 8 and 6 strong. I think you're relying too heavily on squad independence, which is almost never a good thing to do in any op. Especially when the enemy has made a beachhead and fortified it.
To that criticism,
communication between you and the squads was lacking, and communication between the squads itself was lacking.
I did ask for frequent status updates to try and get a grasp on what's happening. Saying that you're getting shot and shooting at shit doesn't really give me an update on the situation.
That tells you a lot, actually. It tells you that they're being overwhelmed to the point that they can't communicate effectively. That's a bad thing. And a good report, nonetheless.
Well, a couple of those times I was right there with them.
If they are receiving so much fire that they can't get out an accurate status update, that should tell you everything you need to know about what situation they're in.
On a side note, Caleb, really good call pulling them away from the AGS. Because I was intentionally... Yeah, I had it on a gun car, and I was specifically ordering it to stay back and keep moving when it was shot at, to kind of deter your route, and you did the exact right call, smoked, and pulled back.
It's exactly what UAZ mounted anything should do. They should be constantly on the move, just firing suppression.
You just sprayed a bunch of rounds, they would have killed all of us.
Well, yeah. I don't want to murder you guys outright, but... Despite everyone thinks I do, but I'm trying to do this to encourage tactics.
Yeah.
Again, bounding by fire is a valid tactic if you know where the enemy is and they're only in that spot that you're assaulting.
Yeah, the issue with the plan was you guys again pushed down the MSR, and I was able to, because of how long you were taking, literally encircle you at points.
Well, we went through the middle.
Yeah. So I could easily get you.
You went through the forest, and the MSR that was the main fortification point literally just turned their heads to the left and said, "Oh, hey, look, they're over there," and walked over to you.
BRB 1 second. So I'm going to wrap it up here. We have another stream in an hour and a half. It's going to be a Warhammer 40k Dark Angels Space Marine platoon in the middle of a massive firefight. So that'll only take probably 30-45 minutes, but it'll be good. So thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Shut up, Tootie, and take care and have a good one.